Hey everybody, welcome back to the Old Swedes Farm. It's Rich. I want to do a product review for you. I've done a couple of ham radio videos, and one of them kind of dealt with stuff hitting the fan and emergency communications and what's your total look at your total communications, short range, medium range, long range. Our friends at TIDRADIO sent us over a nice little box here. It is a couple of the TD-M2 Walkie Talkies. Now these are family radio service. Nice little manual, just comes all packaged up nicely. A couple of radios. Let me show you what we got, and then I'm going to charge them up and give you a review. But this family radio service, now this is all in the 460 megahertz range, above the ham radio frequencies. I was just looking at the manual quickly just to see where it is. There's 20 frequencies, and some of these are shared with the GMRS. So starts at 462 megahertz, 462.56 megahertz, channel 1, and goes up. So should be fairly short range communications, but there's two radios that came with it, or the shell, two sets of kind of an ear microphone, full charger set, and a battery, lithium ion, 2200 milliamp. So should be a fairly robust battery, and then a lanyard to hold on to it. So really nice of them to send us that for review. It'll be interesting, especially out here on the prairie. How far can we get? These are 2-watt radios, and they look pretty simple to use. So I got to familiarize myself with it and get them charged. Then let's take them out and do a long range, see how they are to use, and see what the range is out here. We got a nice little road behind us that goes for a few miles, so let's see how far we can talk, and we should be able to gauge it pretty good. We'll be right back. All right, we're going to give these a test. I've got my my entire flock of advisors here. Charged them up real easy. Put the little belt clip on the back. The hardest thing I found was getting the side piece open. You probably use a coin or something. This little rubber gasket is actually really good, so I had to pry it open. There's two little holes, hopefully you can see that, for the headset. Now I'm not going to use the headset, but if you wanted to have an earbud and a little microphone, you could. The charging piece plugs right in to the side down here. There's 3 pieces, 2 for the headset and 1 for charging. Then that gasket sits over real nice and easy. There is a flashlight on the end. There's a little button to push on the end. Can you see that? Okay. So if you needed light at the end of the night or during the night, you sure could. Otherwise, turning it on, real simple. Push and hold for 3-4 seconds. It comes on. Tell me if you're not seeing that. I'm going to stand a bit to the side. There's all the different channels. Oops, I'm sorry, that's volume. Volume is all the channels there. There is the radio. This has NOAA radio. Push and see if I can do that right. Push and hold that. And oh, let me see. How do I do that?
Sunday night,
there.
Mostly clear. Lows in the lower 20s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour.
So there's like
Monday,
8 different weather channels on there. This is one probably 30 some miles away. Let me see. It still gets it. Let's turn that off.
Tuesday night, partly cloudy.
All right, turn that off.
Lows in the lower 20s.
There we go. Hit the menu and hit the weather thing, it turns it off. But there's 8 different channels, I believe. I had one that was pretty scratchy from the Twin Cities, which is probably 40 miles away. The one from Mankato, which is about 30 miles away, no problem. So the rest of this is just, there's 8 levels of volume, just the center, up and down. If I wanted to call the other radio, you could hit that and it would beep it. And then there's, if you want to scan through here, there's a lot of little menu pieces to this. I'm not going to get into every little menu piece. I want to see, how does this work as a walkie-talkie for local communication? What I'm going to do is have Holly stay right here. We just gave it a little test. I walked out, went behind the metal barn. It is full quieting. This is an FM, narrow FM signal, and it's 2 watts. This is the, for family radio service, that's the extent of some of the channels is a 1/2 watt, some of it is a 1/2 watt. It sits within those rules, and we just tested it out. Now I only went a couple hundred yards. It works fine. Full quieting, everything's perfect. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to head down the road, bring the camera with. Holly's going to stay here. I'm going to go a mile, 2 miles. We're going to see how she works and give it a report. Now, one thing I told Holly, you know, your antenna is not that big here, and it's vertically polarized. If you turn, being the same polarization is very important. If you're talking to someone, and you know how some people turn and talk, now you've cross-polarized. This is horizontally polarized, the other is vertical. Make sure you maintain, if you start getting scratchy, make sure you're vertical and you're not doing this while you're talking. Keep the same polarization, because that will affect your distance you can talk. Let's hit the pause button, and then let me head down the road, and I'll be right back. We'll give them a real world test. All right, well, I'm a mile out. So if you look, well, I'm looking right in the sun, but if you look up, the farm is over the hill, so we've got a little bit of a hill. Now, terrain does play into effect. I mean, if you're on a big hill and talking to someone on another big hill, it's going to work fine. So Holly is out in the road, so those woods are not in, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's a farm with some woods. So let's give it this is exactly a mile, give it a good test. Holly, just wondering how things sound at the 1 mile mark.
You are loud and clear. Doesn't even seem like you're that far away.
Turn your, talk, and I'm going to turn and just see if there's any cross polarization.
Go for it.
No, you you talk, and I'm going to rotate the antenna.
Okay, go ahead and rotate the antenna. You're still loud and clear on this end. Hopefully this is good enough.
Yeah, full quieting. All right, that's a good test at a mile. No problem talking on these with 2 watts. Now I'm going to go down the. I'm going to break with you, and I'm going to go down the road, and I'm going to go another mile, and it's going to be over a hill. Hopefully you can see, we're going to stare into the sun here for a second. You can see that hill. I'm going to be over the hill. So let me go another mile. We'll give it another test, see how this works. I'll be right back. Well, I'm back. If well, I can't, I'm looking right into the sun, but up the road there, I'm now 2.9 miles away. I couldn't get 3 miles away because it's right where the road tees down here. So 2.9 miles away. There are several little raises in the road. I'm not going to say they're hills, but they're like Minnesota, a lot of average terrain, a little up and down. So let's give Holly a buzz. Holly, 2.9 miles away for the test. How's copy on this now?
Still sound nice and clear. Not quite as loud as when you were on top. Still very loud and clear.
Okay, give me just a little bit of chatter on how you're receiving me. I want to do a test here.
Yeah, coming in loud and clear. No background noise. It's nice and clear. Good distance. Sounds great.
Okay, thanks. I'll catch up with you right after I shut off here. So did you notice the cross polarization, how she dropped? And that was just going from vertical polarization where we both were. They say it's a 20 decibel drop. Now, a lot of technical. I'm a ham, so obviously the little technical, but make sure you're vertical. Did you notice how Holly just totally dropped out? But otherwise, a little bit of static. I think we're nearing the edge of the range of these units, but 2.9 miles. I'm gonna go down the road and over, and see if I can get I don't know, 4 miles away or so, and just see what reception is like out there. Kind of give it a test. So we'll be right back, and then we'll give some final thoughts. Hey everybody, okay, final test of this. Holly, the farm, I'm a little over 5 miles away now. I thought I was gonna go 4, and I don't know. We're in good terrain. I should say this is a very easy test, I would think, for the handhelds. Other than a little bit of woods and some general sloping, being, I think we're 5.2 miles, it's not too bad. So let me give Holly a test. Holly, we're 5.2 miles away. How's copy?
Sounds really good. Sounds like it's a windy spot, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, I'm out in the wind. Okay, thanks for checking, and I'll be home in a while.
All right, see you soon.
So, guys, this works really well. Now, what we've done is we've tested it out at the farm, and you know, we need to test this more. What's the good, the bad? What directions are good, which are bad? If you've got woods, you know, if you're in the forest, this is going to give you a whole different test. Trees, and especially foliage, especially wet foliage, will soak up the signal. Certain pine trees that have needles about the length of the antenna will soak up a lot of signal. There's a lot of different. If you're in a mountainous area, if you're down by a lake and you're down, or in a ravine by a river, you're limited in your mileage. Test these out. Go to different spots and test out. If there's an emergency, you know you can go to a certain spot and talk back to wherever you are, the cabin, the whatever. I know that out here in our average terrain, these things are going to be a great little short-range communication tool. They've got that little lanyard that'll fit on here. Down here on the bottom, you could, you know, put it on your person and have good communication short-term to augment GMRS, to augment ham radio, to augment your other stuff if cell phone were to go down. If you just wanted to carry these in an area that didn't have cell. A really nice radio. These 2 watts really get through. Plus the NOAA weather radio helps out. And the little flashlight. So I'm kind of babbling here, but the, you know what? I don't have it with me, but the model number, but the TIDRADIO, there it is. I'll put all the information down below and how you can get them. This thing exceeded my expectations. I thought way back there I was going to have hit the range, but it really works well. So check it out. I'll put the model down below. It's a winner. Well worth the money. TIDRADIO, thank you for sending these to us. We will add this to our communication tools that we've got. Thanks everybody for watching. If you got questions, put them down below. Appreciate you viewing. Take care.